Welcome back to my channel, children. Making Science Fun with Deepika. In the last video, we discussed about physical and chemical changes, and I told you that whenever the chemical change occurs, a chemical reaction occurs. For example, if I say that magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen, just see carefully, I am writing a complete sentence. When magnesium ribbon is burnt in oxygen, it gives magnesium oxide. But don't you think it's quite a lengthy process for writing each and every time if we are writing a sentence for any reaction? So that is why there is one short method to write a chemical reaction. For example, can we write it like this? And that is basically called a word equation. Means we can write the same reaction as when magnesium burns in oxygen. It gives, see the arrow that I am drawing, it gives magnesium oxide. That is how we can write this equation. Arrow is showing you that these two things are giving you a new substance. These two substances that we have taken initially, they are called reactants. What are they called? Reactants. And the new substance which is formed out of the reactants, that is called a product, which has entirely different properties from that of a reactant. And arrow is showing you the direction that these two are giving a new product. That's why the arrowhead is, you can see the arrowhead is like that. Means these two reactants are giving a new product called magnesium oxide. Can we make it more simpler? Yes, we can. Let us see how. Can we write the symbols of these elements or the compounds that we are using? Means for the reactants, if I say two reactants are there, magnesium and oxygen, can I write simply magnesium? I don't need to write full. Can I write magnesium Mg plus? Because there were two reactants, so that's why we have to put a plus sign over there. So what is the formula for oxygen? O2 give rise to new substance, a new product called magnesium oxide. That will be the formula. I think this is much more easier, much more simpler. This is also time consuming, this is more time consuming, but this one is much more simpler. So we can write this, and that is how we generally represent the chemical change or a chemical reaction using the equations, using symbols basically. Now children, you can very well see that the reaction is not balanced. Basically that is what we call as skeletal equation. Skeletal equation means the equation in which we are just representing the reactants and the products. And we are not bothered about this part, whether the atoms are same on both the sides, reactant and the product side. We are not bothered. But you know, in class 9 we have done one law called law of conservation of mass. In that law you must have done that mass of reactant should always equal to the mass of product. So how can we make it equal? By balancing it. So we always need to write a balance equation, and for seeing the balance equation you can check my other videos. So we can balance it like this. Basically we can make this balance. There is a method. You can just check the video. Now you can very well see that the equation is completely balanced, and we call it as a balanced chemical equation. So now you know reactants are those which we are taking initially, and product is that substance which is formed by reactant during a chemical change. Arrow indicates the direction of the reaction. means these two reactants are giving a new product, a new substance, and that is why you can see the arrowhead also. Now, can you make this reaction more informative? Yes, you can do that. So let us see how can we make it much more informative. Always we can make the reaction more informative by telling the physical states of the reactants as well as the products. Means whether the reactants and the products are in solid form. If it's in solid form, we will write S. If it is in liquid form, we will write L, small l. If it is in a gaseous form, we will write G. If it is in aqueous form, aqueous means it is in the solution form, but the solution is made in water. Means water is the solvent, and that is how we write aqueous over there. Sometimes in some reactions we can take water. Water is liquid, but sometimes if the temperature is high and we are taking water in the steam form. So remember that with water you will be writing G. Let us discuss this only example which we just done. Magnesium plus oxygen gives 2 Mg. Write down the physical states. This is already balanced. Magnesium ribbon was solid. Oxygen was gas. White powder formed as gas. Solid. And that is how you can represent the physical state. One more thing I want to tell you, that on the arrows we generally write the conditions. What are the conditions for pressure, if it's specified, temperature, or the catalyst that we are using. For example, let me give you one example, that when carbon monoxide it reacts with hydrogen, it gives a new substance new product called methanol. Let us first balance it. I think you know how to balance it. You can just pause the video and just check it. Now, because there was a condition in this reaction, this was the condition, that was the pressure that was maintained, so we need to write it on an arrow. Now, one thing is missing in this, I have not written the physical states. Let us write it down. Carbon monoxide is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, and the new substance that is formed is liquid, methanol. I hope this is understood, how to write the physical states. Remember, we have to write it. So for example, magnesium is there like this, small. Now I want to tell you one more thing here. Sometimes you must have seen some symbols in the reactions. Let me explain that as well. And then this topic of chemical equations will be over. Now you know the meaning of the words skeletal equation, balanced equation, physical states. So next time we will be discussing about the types of chemical equations. Let me tell you, you must have seen this kind of an arrow somewhere. This represents heat energy. Sometimes you must have seen this kind of an arrow. It means energy supplied in the form of light. Sometimes in some reactions you must have seen a downward arrow with some of the product or the reactants. It means precipitate is formed. It indicates formation of a precipitate, formation of a solid substance which is insoluble in that particular solution. An upward arrow indicates evolution of a gas. Let me give you one example of evolution of a gas. For example, zinc is there and it gets reacted with sulfuric acid. It gives zinc sulfate and hydrogen. Now children, you know these are the reactants, these are the products. So let us write down. Zinc will be in solid form because we have taken the granules. It will be obviously in the solution form. So we will write aqueous because water is the solvent. Zinc sulfate will also be aqueous, AQ, and hydrogen is a gas. So what we need to do? We need to write an upward arrow. So this upward arrow is indicating the evolution of a gas. Similarly, if a downward arrow is there, means the precipitate is formed. We will be discussing them in the other reactions that we will be doing. Let me give you one example for light. For example, if we take AgCl, silver chloride, and we expose it to sunlight, so what we will be writing? H nu. What it will be? It will be decomposed. It will form these two substances. Let us balance it. So on the arrow you can very well see, because the energy was supplied in the form of light, so I have written H nu. So that is how we write. I hope it's clear to everyone. And that was the today's topic. Thank you so much.